full responsibility for yourself and your own well-being as always. We can start on the side of your hand. Repeating after me out loud if you can. Even though I learned a long time ago that I had to be careful about being too much and wanting too much. Right here and right now, I'm still okay. And I truly and deeply love and accept all parts of me anyway. Even though I learned that I couldn't be a burden, and now I worry about it all the time because they always told me I was too much. Right here and right now, I'm okay. And I truly and deeply love and accept myself anyway. Even though I worry about being a burden in all my relationships, because I wasn't a priority when I was little, and nobody cared for me when I was a kid. Right here, right now, I'm still okay. And I truly and deeply love and accept myself anyway. Okay, on the side, on your eyebrow point, I was a burden. They made me feel like a burden. I had to be so careful not to want too much or be too loud or get in the way or take up too much space. And I learned when I was really little to edit myself and to take care of everyone else so that I wouldn't be a burden. Because that was the only way that I could stay safe. That was the only way that I wouldn't be rejected. And that was the only way that I could earn love. And for my whole life, I have been working to be less of a burden and to be smaller and require less. So that I can be loved and accepted. Because part of me believes that if I'm a burden, I'll end up alone. If I'm a burden, people will reject me. If I'm not constantly monitoring myself, then people will reject me. And the truth is that I really learned that I wasn't worth loving, just as I was. My mom and my family taught me that I wasn't worth loving. They showed me I didn't deserve acceptance. That I had to be something different to earn love. And I spent all that time and all that energy trying to be right. Trying to compensate for being too much. When I should have just been a kid. They should have just let me be a kid. Little kids shouldn't have to worry about being too much. Little kids should get to be kids. And because I wasn't loved and accepted unconditionally by the very people who are supposed to love and accept you unconditionally, then how could I possibly be loved and accepted by anyone else? If I was even a burden to my mom, how would I ever have learned that I'm not a burden to anyone else? And I've spent so much time, and I've spent so much energy trying to be less of a burden, because deep down inside, I don't believe I'm worthy of unconditional love. I want it. But there's a part of me that doesn't think I deserve it. There's a part of me that thinks I have to earn it. There's a little girl inside of me who wasn't a priority, who wasn't taken care of. She wasn't considered. She had to take care of everyone else. And they told her it was her fault. But the truth is, she was just a little girl. And that wasn't her job. And she needed a model for love and acceptance. And she needed to know that she was already worthy of love, exactly as she was. The little girl inside of me needed someone to accept her, needed someone to take care of her, needed someone to have her back, no matter what. And instead, she learned that it was her fault that people couldn't love her. She learned it was her fault because she was too much. That she was too loud. That she was taking up too much space. That she was demanding too much. That she was getting in the way. And instead of learning that she deserved love and acceptance exactly as she was. She learned to be hyper vigilant about other people's feelings and other people's needs and other people's reactions to her. Instead of having her own needs met, she had to meet the needs of other people. She had to make sure she wasn't a burden. And I'm still doing that today. I'm still afraid of being a burden. I still believe people are going to reject me, and that I'll end up alone. And I learned it a long time ago. And it's affecting my relationships and my emotions, even now. Back on the side of your hand. Even though I'm afraid of ending up alone, and I'm afraid that people don't like me, and it makes me overreact and become hyper vigilant when people are kind. Right here and right now, I'm still okay. And I truly and deeply love and accept myself anyway. Even though I learned that I didn't deserve unconditional love. And I'm afraid that people are judging me and that I won't fit in and that I'll be alone. Right here and right now, I'm still okay. And I truly and deeply love and accept myself anyway. Even though I've worked hard not to want or need too much, and I spend a lot of energy trying to make people like me and to make sure my interactions go well. Right here and right now, I'm still okay. And I truly and deeply love and accept myself anyway. And back on your eyebrow point. I want to be liked. I want to be accepted. It feels really good when people are kind to me. It feels good when people have my back. It feels good to be supported. And instead of enjoying it when it happens, it makes me afraid. It makes me afraid that I'll lose it. It makes me afraid that it'll get taken away. Or that the people who have been kind to me will suddenly realize their mistake. And so I obsess. And I become very aware all of our interactions. And I have to make sure I'm not being too much. I have to make sure I'm not asking for too much. Because I don't want to lose it. And the truth is, even though I feel like it isn't normal, it's not really my fault. Of course I want those things. I'm human. Of course I want to be defended and chosen. Of course I want people to be kind to me. Those are normal human things to want. And it triggers my fear because I didn't have it before. I didn't learn that I already deserve those things all the time. I didn't have any model for those things. And so now they feel like luxuries that I have to work hard not to lose. I didn't have those things when I needed them the most. The very people who were supposed to give me that didn't. When I was little and learning about the world, no one showed me that kind of acceptance or support. And so now, I am unlearning all of those behaviors. I'm becoming more aware of how those patterns have affected me. And even though it's hard sometimes, I choose in this moment to end the cycle. I choose in this moment to end the family pattern. I remind myself of my truth. And my truth didn't come from my mom. I don't have to share the truth with my family or their dysfunction. I choose to be reminded of my truth. The part of me deep down inside that already knows that I am worthy of love. I am worthy of support. I am worthy of acceptance, exactly as I am. I'm not a burden. And I may have to remind myself of that a lot of times. I may have to keep reminding myself of that truth. And that's okay. Because I'm still learning. And I'm undoing years of a destructive pattern that I was forced to be a part of. I'm still learning. The important part is that I'm open to learn. I am open to growing and evolving. even in this area. Good. Back to the side of your hand. Even though I know really well what it's like to not be seen and to not be heard and to not be cared for. And I spent a long time learning that I was a burden. Right here and right now, I am okay. And I truly and deeply love and accept all parts of me anyway. Even though I learned that I was too much and that I couldn't be loved or accepted the way that I was. I learned to edit myself all the time and to be hyper vigilant about everyone else's needs and feelings. Right here and right now, I am okay. And I truly and deeply love and accept all parts of me anyway. Even though it makes me sad that I grew up this way. And when I think of that little girl who has struggled so deeply to know who she was and who needed the most basic human kindness, it brings up a lot of emotions. But right here and right now, I am okay. And I truly and deeply love and accept her and my whole self anyway. On your eyebrow point. All this sadness, all this frustration, all this anger. I didn't have what I needed growing up. I learned things about myself and about the world and about love that weren't true. I didn't have a good model for healthy relationships. And it affected my relationship with myself. It has made me edit myself and not make myself a priority. It's made me hypervigilant about everyone else and their feelings and their needs. And the truth is, that in some ways, I keep recreating that pattern in my life. And when I experience something different, like kindness or support, it makes me more afraid of losing it. It feels like a luxury that I'm not so sure I'm supposed to have. It makes it hard to relax because I'm so used to the opposite. But the important thing now is that me and my inner child are learning something new. Slowly but surely, we are learning a new way of being. We're learning a new way of showing up in the world. We're learning a new way to relate to people. And I choose in this moment to learn to accept support and love and acceptance and friendship simply as I am. I am learning to connect with people because of who I am and not in spite of it. I don't have to change myself anymore. I deserve unconditional love. I deserve unconditional acceptance, no matter what the pattern was before. And I choose in this moment to embrace that. I choose to embody that new perspective in every cell of my being. I already am enough. I am learning and growing and evolving. And as my body and my subconscious mind realize that we can have love and acceptance just because we are who we are, and for no other reason, we will learn to relax even more. And it will shift our boundaries. And it will shift what is acceptable. And we choose in this moment to attract more interactions that are supportive and loving and equal, without stress or fear. And I honor all parts of me moving in that direction. And I honor all parts of me who don't yet know what that looks like or feels like. And I choose to remember that I am still learning. And I am not limited to my past experiences with my mom, my family, or anyone else. Okay, take a deep breath in through your nose, out through your mouth. Another in through your nose, out through your mouth. And then you can press or tap on your gamut point, which is right between the knuckle of your pinky and the knuckle of your ring finger. And repeat after me. There are parts of me that have been healed by this. And there are parts of me that have not yet been healed. The parts of me that have not yet are willing to learn from the parts that have. My mind, body, spirit, and energy system are accepting that information now. New neural pathways. The information transfer is complete. I'm grateful. Thank you. Together, divine. One more really deep breath in through your nose, out through your mouth. And now is a really good time to take a few minutes just to jot down or make note of anything that might have come up while you were tapping. Any thoughts, memories, or emotions. That is important information for you to continue to use as you keep clearing these issues. And just remember that you can repeat this video as many times as you would like.